Hello everybody, my name is Phythodas, here we are again. Thankfully we got one more monthly update for Titan Quest 2. This is the first time I'm going to read this one, I don't know what they are saying here. If you go to take a look at the monthly updates, you follow, and if you go to your wishlist Titan Quest 2 on Steam, this is the Steam web page of Titan Quest 2. It says all games, RPG games, THQ Nordic official franchise, Titan Quest 2. You come here, this is the store page of the game. By the way, THQ Nordic these days they have a summer sale of up to 90% off on their games. If you haven't bought Titan Quest 1 and you got, maybe you're curious to try that game, it is the best opportunity for you right now to go and grab it because there are huge discounts on the games of THQ Nordic, including Titan Quest. The new blog post is this one. You come here and you click this one. It says July 3rd. Build example, Crick Trick Shot as Stalker. What? Is that a code for a new type of pizza? Heroes! Epic Heroes. As you already know, do you know? Do we really know? In Titan Quest 2, you will create your own class by utilizing aspects of two masteries. Classic stuff. We got to give you a more detailed look at this by highlighting individual mastery combinations. Expect more of this over the next weeks as we are approaching the long-awaited early access. Expect more of these. It means more of these types of updates over the next weeks, not weeks, plural, as we are approaching the long-awaited early access. Which means that I think that, yeah, if you had any hopes that Titan Quest 2 early access would release maybe next week or within July or something like that, here they clearly say that it is not coming out at least within the next 2 weeks because it says multiple weeks. So yes, I think that we shouldn't expect the early access to come out in July. This is what I'm getting from this phrase here. Anyways, in this example we will take a look at a combination of Rogue and Earth which form the Ash Stalker. Rogue actives. Let's talk about the active skill tree on the Rogue side where we will put a lot of our points. We will be heavily focused on the trick shot skill. This is a fast target penetrating projectile attack. We got to use this to deal very targeted damage, and with our modifier system we customize it to disrupt our foes. Modifiers. Interrupt. When we hit a channeling enemy, they get stunned. Usually channeling enemies in action RPGs are those that use, for example, something like a beam, you know, or you have enemies in other games. In Wulsen, I don't know why I just remembered that one. In Wulsen you have some skills where you use your head and you release lightning bolts from your arms, and you hold down the button and you keep channeling that skill. This is the type of channeling skills in action RPGs. Very nifty when trying to disable channeling abilities like enemy heals or charged up attacks. Counter. Let's double down on this aspect. With this modifier, channeling enemies take hugely increased damage, making it the perfect snipe in the right situation. Enhanced critical hit. Hugely increases our critic chance to route things out and synergize with some of our other abilities. More on that in a second. Enhanced critical hit, 100% more critical hit chance plus 4. I wonder when they say 100% more critical hit chance. Is this 100% truly 100%, or is this something like a division of another number of, I don't know. Because, for example, now maybe I'm confusing things, but if to give you an example, in some games where you have magic fight, if Diablo 2, if you have 100% magic fight, this doesn't mean that every time you kill an enemy you get a standard drop. This is not how that 100% works. This is why I'm wondering, does 100% more critical hit chance mean standard critical hit? Or does it work in another way? Because it also says 100% more critical hit chance. It doesn't say 100% critical hit chance. So can you have 100 if you have, for example, 20% critical hit chance already and you get such a modifier do you go up to 100 to 80% critical hit chance now because it says more? It doesn't say just 100% critical hit chance? Does it add up? Does it go higher than 100%? And if yes, what does it mean exactly? What is the calculation? I guess these are things for us to discover in the future. Throws a hidden blade dealing damage, pierce damage, infinite penetration, projectile range. This system is very good modifiers. To further boost the damage and critical chance of our abilities, we will be using the following supporting skills. Preparation. An aura that increases damage for us and our allies. We customize it to synergize with our plan. The enhanced critical hits modifier helps us further here. So I guess that right now they are what they are actually doing with this post. They are giving for free a build to new players to go ahead when the game comes out, maybe to take this build ready from the post and use it. The enhanced critical hits modifier helps us further here. Mark for death. The skill lets us mark a single target. By choosing the Shadow Dagger modifier will deal massive damage when critically hitting the marked target. If enemy is channeling, this has a potential to get a super juicy super crit. The keen-eyed amongst you might see the 3 extra damage for this modifier, and I can already hear your skeptical mumbling. Shadow Dagger. Wait, here we have more screenshots. Preparation, emit an aura with increased poison damage, increased physical damage, aura allies, increased critical chance, increased critical damage multiplier. Yeah, here we have the mark for death, use time 30.36 seconds, not sex, sexual sex. Mark your target, when you critically hit an effective time with an active ability, they are hit by a Shadow Dagger dealing 3 poison damage. After you have dealt a total of 417 damage to the debuffed enemy, mark for death is consumed, dealing 15% of the stored damage as poison damage to that enemy. So you have also, if you can deal this amount of damage, then you have this after damage effect, you would call it maybe. Rogue passives. We want to create good scaling to support our choices. Accuracy. This passive increases our damage at critical chance, which already is a great combination for us, but here's the catch. The feat high critical chance synergizes very nicely with our plans. It increases our critical chance by a hefty 100%, but reduces the critical damage in return. Luckily, we partially mitigate this drawback by our other choices. Remember the Shadow Dagger modifier we just talked about, that now triggers every time. So we have situations in this game where you give up some damage maybe, or some chances to more damage, to outbursts of damage, so that you can have constantly higher damage than your regular damage. So you have an amount of damage that you deal all the time. Then you have some attacks, some skills that will give you that outburst of damage based on maybe critical chance and things like this. But you are here. This is your regular damage, constant. This is the outburst up here. You are like this. And you can, if you don't want this outburst to be random, because sometimes with critical chance, sometimes it triggers, sometimes it doesn't. So it is not constant. If you want to have something like more constant but higher damage than this one, this level, you are here. Maybe you want to have it somewhere here. What you do is you give up some of this effect that will give you this huge outburst of damage, that it is not constant, for lower amount of outburst, but that you lose this one, but you get this one to have it more constant, something like that. Which means that you have a huge amount of options in this game, and you have huge build diversity. Deft Hands. This offers a good set of bonuses throughout. Damage! Yes, please! Attack at cast speed never hurts. By choosing... come on. Damage, yes please. Attack at cast speed never hurts. Do you want some pizza? They forgot to include pizza question. By choosing the critical hit chance, we get exactly what we needed to further build our synergies. Yeah, these are passives and also the passive modifiers. By the way, I can see the background here of Rogue Mastery. Here it says, wait, here it says core, rogue and earth. Here also it says divinity 1, active points and passive points. Yeah, I can see the background here that they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2 skills, and here you have 1, 2. Oh, rogue, it looks like Rogue Mastery has plenty of passive skills here because these are passive ones. Many passive skills. So yeah, if you want to make builds based on critical hit chance, you have multiple options. Earth actives. If we position ourselves well, each of these trick shots should be able to damage many enemies, but as each area of effect is in a thin line, we could use a clearing skill from Earth to help us get through light mobs more quickly. Earth enchantment aura to benefit from fired physical damages. As our trick shot does pierce damage, this should be a clean synergy, but having 2 auras early in the game can be highly taxing to our energy pool. It makes sense. So putting a point or 2 into conservation to reduce this energy reservation is a good idea. Earth enchantment, emit an aura within an 18-meter radius, this is very good. Fire physical damage. And plenty of options to choose from. As for our mob clearing skill, let's go with Rolling Magma. Who doesn't like a big ball of fire to dispose of all those pesky swarming enemies? We go to the following modifiers. Overwhelm. Once we spec into this, whenever we use our weapon attack, we gain a stack of Overwhelm. When we have 3 stacks, our Rolling Magma can consume them for a supercharged shot. Enhanced Element. With this modifier, we have a higher chance of setting enemies on fire as well. That's very useful against light mobs in case they survive our initial shot somehow. The burning stack should finish them. Rolling Magma, damage, fire projectile, consumes Overwhelm. Overwhelm is here, you choose it from here. Enhanced Element. And here we get more descriptions for Overwhelm and Exhaust. These are the types of skills. Exhaust, fire, projectile, Overwhelm, area, spell, active. Weapons and attributes. Now that we have our skill trees locked in, let's quick talk about weapon choice. We want to build these Overwhelm stacks quickly. It makes a lot of sense to opt into dual wielding daggers for their fast attack speed. That also perfectly fits the style of an Ash Stalker. We will put some points into agility. We can also split it with might to boost physical and fire damage with meta attributes, fitness and resolve. Meta attribute. While splitting is good for versatility, as enemies have varying damage resistance profiles, focusing on less attributes gives you larger advantages in certain areas of the game. The choice is yours to make. Putting it all together. We use Trick Shot to deal high critical damage, especially to channeling enemies. Maybe channeling enemies will be annoying or powerful, and maybe we will need to have some special treatment against those enemies. With this, we can even interrupt their abilities, helping us to control the battlefield in a very roguish way. Rolling Magma helps us to clear out light mobs, especially after we charge it up by swiftly attacking with our daggers a couple of times. Our 2 auras, Earth Enchantment Preparation, gives us constant boost. Finally marked for death allows us to pick and obliterate a single target if needed. I wonder how that would work on bosses. A short clip about how this build looks in action. YouTube link to crit shots as Stalker. Yeah, okay. Gold. The Butcher's Fort. Ichthian Claws of Crimson. Is this a boss? Ah! That crab! Did you see what that crab did? It was shooting constantly something like a beam of water. That was probably a channeling enemy. Ah, this one. This attack is probably a channeling. This one. A channeling attack. These are mages here, but they are using projectiles, not channeling. Okay. The game looks great though. We can't wait to play this game. As the experts amongst you might already suspect, many of the passives in Earth Mastery will boost spells but not weapon attacks. This lacks synergy with our main ability Trick Shot. That could be a problem for us in the long term unless we turn it into a spell! Yes! You can turn it into a spell! Can you also turn it into a melee attack? The Trick Shot modifier Shadow Dagger does exactly that. Where is it? Here we see the spell. Feats, this is the Earth attunement. Increase fire physical spell damage, 10%, increase cast speed, okay, this is damage. Trick Shot Shadow Dagger instead turns into a spell and fires a Shadow Dagger dealing pierce damage. Tags plus Shadow plus spell minus ranged attack incompatible ranged weapon. Aha, very nice. I like very much the user interface and also this incompatible here, it is perfect. It makes sense, it is well organized, it is very easy to follow and read, it is very good, very well made. And exhaust up here again. I can also see those tiny blue dots, masses, and that maybe these mean that you have points to spend here, this is why they are like this maybe. That's all for this one. Of course this is only one way to build an Stalker, and as you progress through the game you could add a lot more abilities and passives to this build. We can't wait to see what kinds of builds you all come up with. Rate up. So, yeah, okay, it looks like that with the passive system, the skill system overall of this game, and with the modifiers of the skills, we will have probably much bigger, much higher build diversity than Titan Quest 1. And if you know anything about Titan Quest 1, you know that that game has literally thousands upon hundreds of thousands of build possibilities. I'm talking about good builds, not whatever you put, items and whatever you put on your character. We are talking about good builds. Hundreds of thousands of possibilities. So this one could go maybe to the millions. Okay, now I wonder what the next blog post would be and what build they could showcase in the future. Nice one, this was a good post. Of course it doesn't say anything about release date. I know everybody would like to know the release date. We will have to wait more for that. Anyways guys, this is it for this month's blog post. It is a good one, I like it. I want to see more of this in the future. And I don't know what you have to say about that. It looks like, though Rogue Mastery in the background here, it looks like it has plenty of passive skills, and this is going to be very interesting. I hope that all masteries can have as many skills as possible, both active and passive, so that we can truly have a crazy amount of build diversity, because this type of games is all about build diversity and replayability. So thanks for watching this video. If you like the video, hit the like button to support the channel, subscribe, it is free to do so, leave a comment below with your opinions about this blog post and in general for Titan Quest, and I'll see you again very soon with live streams and videos. Have a great day.